So the root letters for this is Ha, Ra and Jim. Kharaja means to come out. If something is coming out, we say kharaja. Okay. If someone goes out of the door, we say kharaja. You know, he went out of the door. Kharaja, ikhraj, kharaja. Okay. 3 letters, and they belong to the word we call fa'ala. We'll do the same thing where we'll put an extra alif there, and it will become af'ala, and this will become akhraja. Just like we did with this nazala and anzala, this is kharaja and akhraja. Meaning will change slightly. Instead of saying to come out, the meaning will be to send out. Okay. Nazala, something came down. Anzala, somebody sent it down. Kharaja, someone went out. Akhraja, someone sent out. So means the second person, second part is involved here. So that is the difference in the meaning. Kharaja and akhraja. That someone is doing it, someone is sending out, or someone is bringing out. Or one meaning could be to bring out. That will fit here. To come out or to bring out. Akhraja. Okay. So the letter fa before is then. Fa means then. Fa means then. Okay. Fa akhraja means then he brought out. Fa akhraja, then he brought out. Anzala, he sent down water from the sky. For akhraja, then he brought out. Okay. So what is that he is bringing out or brought out? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala next word says bihi. Be and who. Okay. These are the 2 words. Be means with, and who means it. And it is pointing to rain water. This it is the water. So when you read these together, you pronounce them as be, he. Yeah, this who is not pronounced. Be changes the pronunciation to he, just to make it easy on the tongue. For tajweed, no grammar here. So separately it is be and who, but when you read together, pronunciation will be bihi. Bihi means with it. Means with it means with the water. For akhraja bihi, so he brought out with the water, or by the water, or using the water. Okay. So this he is pointing to ma'an, water. He brought out with it, with the water, or by using the water. Okay? Because remember that the earth can be there and seeds can sit there. If there is no water, nothing will come out of the ground. So water is the reason for anything to grow. Okay? So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, that he sent down water from the sky, then using this water, with that water, he brought out. Okay? So what he brought out? Let's look at a few more words after that. So the word is samarun. Samarun means fruit. Samar is generally called fruit, but actual word in Arabic is samarun, fruit. Okay. So if I put al before that, al means the. Okay. So when we put al, two the must change into one here, and it will be al thamaru. But sa will also kill the sound of lam. So it will be pronounced as as-samaru. Okay, so the pronunciation will be as-samaru. So I didn't put any harkat on lam because alif is combining with the sa. Okay, so actual word is al and samarun. When you combine them, first thing happens, two dhamma change into one. So ra has only one dhamma. Then sa is a shamsi letter, so it kills the sound of lam. And you pronounce sa two times. As samaru, the fruit. As samaru, the fruit. Okay. So this means the fruit. Okay. Okay. Now this is like one fruit only, one item. Okay. Its plural is as-samaratu. Okay. Its plural is as-samaratu. As-samaratu, plural means the fruits. Al is not pronounced, just we are adding alif and ta at the end, and that becomes plural. Like samawatu is a plural, skies. Okay. Salihatu is a plural of saliha. Okay. As-samaratu means the fruits. Okay. Now also in this plural form as-samaratu, it also means not only the fruits but anything that comes out of the ground. All vegetation, produce, any grains that come out can be included in this samaratu. So anything that comes out from the ground by using the water. Okay? Like oil comes out, you don't need water to pull the oil out of that, or minerals. But anything that grows out of the ground with the help of the water is samarat. Okay? So all the vegetation, all the fruits, everything is included in this thing. Okay? So now, if we add min, it becomes from. Okay? So in English it will be from the fruits or of the fruits. It also means of. And min is a harf-jar. It looks at the last letter and change dhamma into a kasra. So the pronunciation now will be minas samarati. That's the way it is in the Quran. Minas samarati, of the fruits. He brought with this water, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of the fruits, of all kinds of fruits, all kinds of vegetation, all kinds of things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought out. فَأَخْرَجَ akhraja means he brought out. Okay. Bihi, with this water, minat samarati, all kinds of fruit or all kinds of vegetation or produce of fruits or vegetation. Okay. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what is all this thing? It is a rizq for you. Rizqan lakum. Lakum means for you, this other word. Rizq is your provision, your sustenance, your rizq. So all this thing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought out is needed for you to survive. It's your sustenance, it's your provision. Okay? So that is what is the meaning of rizqan lakum, provision for you. Rizq is commonly used that as a provision for you. Okay. So after explaining all these things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a command, an order. Okay. So here the details of how and what we created for you ended. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us not to do something. Okay? Fala taj'alu. So don't make. Fala taj'alu, and we will look into that. Lillahi, with Allah. Andadan. Andadan means partners. Don't make any partners with Allah. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you know that. Okay. So let's look at these words. Okay. So we just saw the word ja'ala just now. Ja'ala means to make. Okay. And la means not. And taj'alu, you make. It's in order. So the meaning will be do not make. La taj'alu, and fa means so. So this letter fa means so. And the next two words are la taj'alu. La taj'alu, do not make. Okay. Fala taj'alu, so do not make. Okay. So do not make. Okay. Then we have these two words, li and Allahu. So li is a separate word and Allahu is the actual word. Okay? Li means here with or for. Okay? And this is also a harf-jar. So harf-jar looks at the last letter here. Dhamma changes into a kasra. So now the pronunciation will be Allahi, not Allahu anymore. Okay? When you combine these, you do not pronounce alif and you pronounce lillahi. With Allah or for Allah. This is the same word we say every time. Alhamdu lillahi. Okay, we say lillahi, we don't say lillahu, because this lam is changing the sound. Okay? So lillahi means for Allah or with Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying here in this, do not make with Allah. And what is that don't make? The word andadan means partners. Andadun means partners. Plural. Do not make with Allah any partners. Don't do shirk. Okay? And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started the ayat with An-Nas. So this ayat applies to all mankind. So the message is for everybody who is living on this face of the earth, that this is what Allah does everything. So do not make any partners, do not assign, do not do any shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the most thing that people do on the face of the earth. They do shirk. They think that someone else can help besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone else should be worshipped besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very clearly is telling in this ayat, do not make any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not commit any shirk. He is only one. Worship Him, ask Him for everything. Do not go anywhere else. Okay? Do not go run anywhere else. Either you are a Muslim or non-Muslim. Don't go to some other place. But worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is sufficient for you. You don't need to go somewhere else to ask for help or worship. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that do not assign any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the strange thing is that next three words Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Okay? So wa means and, antum means you all. You all. And next word is and, nam and mim. And this means to know, to have knowledge of something. Alama is to have knowledge of something or to know about something. Okay? And if you put a ta in the beginning and huna at the end, ta'lamuna, this means you know, present tense. Ta'lamuna means you know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you know this thing, you know the fact that there is only one Allah who created all these things. You know this thing, but you still go and worship others. You still commit shirk. You still make partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though you know that He does all these things. He creates you, He created people before you. As I said in the beginning, that people who worship Allah do not commit or assign partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes about the creation, they still say that only Allah created. They don't say that these idols created us. They worship the idols, but when it comes to the creation, they don't say that these are the idols or statues who made us, or who brought the fruits out of the ground, or who sent the rainwater and all those things. They admit these things. So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you know all these things, but you still commit shirk. And you know. Okay. So this is the the end of the ayat number 22. So inshallah we'll stop here.